Hey everyone, welcome to The Roadmap, Benzinga's new NFT show. The last few episodes, we've had some great interviews, some great teams on, the Vogu Collective, Robotos, the Doge Pound, Oni Force. We also did our first NFT giveaway. And guys, we've got a great one today. I know the chat is roaring, ready to go, because we have CryptoDads joining us on the show today. We've been excited about this one for a long time, but without further ado, guys, this is The Roadmap. All right, guys. Yeah, you heard me say that correct. We have CryptoDads, the founders of this great project, joining us on the show today. Let me go ahead, bring on my co-host, Maz. Maz, what's going on, buddy? Are you super pumped for today's show?
Absolutely. What's going on, Chris? Shout out to the CryptoDads in the chat. This is going to be a great episode. I am excited. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. I mean, another exciting day out there in, NFT land. There's a lot to talk about, but instead of doing headlines today, we'll maybe do some at the end of the show, because I know that there is people here. I mean, they're ready to talk about dads, right? So CryptoDads launched, last week. We had a 0.07 mint cost, right? They also did a pre-sale where you could get 3 if you were an early member of their Discord. And I mean, Maz, let's talk about that floor, right? That floor has just been absolutely soaring, right? This was 0.5 to 0.6 pre-reveal. And then now we're at 1.7 today. I mean, this thing hit 1 and it just has not let up. What do you think about this?
Well, it's a perfect example of the community. There's some big dad energy in there. And, I'm excited to see, the success behind the scenes. So, we're going to find out today everything that went on behind the scenes, right? But great project. We've seen some really successful things from them in such a short time. So I'm excited.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we've got a lot to talk about. We've got some great questions. And for anyone out there watching, if you have questions, drop them in the chat, right? Yes. Go ahead, smash that like, subscribe to the channel if you're new. This is The Roadmap. This is Benzinga's new NFT show. We are Tuesdays and Thursdays at 2 p.m. Eastern time. We'd love to have you guys come back for another episode. But today it's all about the dads, right? So let's dive in, right? I think we have a trailer video that we put out on Twitter to highlight this project. Let's take a look before we bring the team on.
Let's do it.
I mean, there it is, Maz, right? Like, we're super pumped now, right? We got to go ahead and bring the guys on today. So joining us on the show today, we have Jay and we have Anthony. Hey, guys, thanks so much for joining us on The Roadmap today.
Yeah, for sure. Fellas? How's it going?
Hey, so, I mean, you can tell the chat is pumping, right? There are a ton of people in here, ready to go. I also saw a lot of them on our last show, Get Technical, with Neil, showing up with that high energy. So we love it. So it's great to have everyone here. But let's dive into some questions, So up first, I really want to hear, all about the beginning, right? How did this project start? How did you two, connect on this and have the idea to launch CryptoDads?
Yeah, so you want me to?
Yeah, you also start by saying Anthony and I have known each other for I don't know, maybe 5 years now. Starting from way different things, in the past. He got me a job at a call center. I've slept on his couch when I had no money. We've known each other for a really long time. So that just to start the preface of how we met and stuff like that. But I'll let him explain how this project started.
Yeah, so basically I scroll through Twitter a lot and just through social media and keep an eye on the crypto space in general. And a trend that I noticed was there seemed to be a lot of guys with father or dad in their bios on Twitter. So that kind of sparked my interest around for an idea for an NFT project. And kind of a theme that I noticed is a lot of these guys were buying up a lot of these so-called shit coins, and some people were making tons of money and some people were losing a lot of money. So that's kind of where the idea of the project came around. We just wanted to kind of like add a little bit of parody to it. Like it was never meant to be something super serious like it turned into. But it just goes to show, like, even out of, fun projects can come, like, I don't know, like huge things. Because obviously, like, the community's huge now, and, we're putting a huge focus on men's mental health, which has been great. And yeah, it's just opened up a lot of doors for us, but it definitely wasn't the intention in the very, very beginning.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure you guys had, some expectations, some, plans. And I think, this project probably exceeded some of those early expectations. I mean, I was an early member of the Discord, and I remember this thing just blowing up. So many people joining, dads in there telling stories, talking about, dad jokes, their favorite beers, just their daily routine. So I love that energy. Can one of you guys break down, the artwork for us, right? We always talk about artwork with NFT projects. Where is there inspiration behind, this artwork and some of the traits? And if so, where?
Yeah, for sure. So basically, I'm a huge Bob's Burgers fan, so I'm sure you can tell there's a little bit of inspiration, a little bit from Bob's Burgers. So I basically had a friend out here in Denver. Her name's Leia. She's our artist. She's awesome. But I basically gave her a model or an outline of a CryptoDad, and I was trying to think who's the most dad-looking guy on the planet. Well, Nick Offerman, obviously.
Yeah.
So we made a CryptoDad based off of Nick Offerman and used that as the base. That's the OG CryptoDad, actually, that sold for, I think, like 35 ETH. That one right there, yeah. So basically, she took that dad and then she just started adding different traits to him. So that's where a lot of the inspiration came from. And as far as the traits go, obviously there's like beer, there's I think a catfish hat, a bunch of other creative things. We wanted to keep it like fairly relatable for people, because like there's dads of various types out there. Not everybody looks the same. So we wanted to add like a lot of uniqueness to it, as well, as far as just kind of bizarre traits like laser eyes, the spacesuit, and stuff like that. So that's kind of where the inspiration came from.
Awesome. I love the call out of the catfish head. I'm actually a catfish head dad owner myself.
Dude, congrats.
One of 25, and I love it. That's currently my profile picture on Twitter. But Maz, I'm going to turn it over to you for some questions here.
Nice.
Absolutely. So my thing is, right, let's talk about the dad community, right? The Discord community on this project has been amazing. Probably one of the best, if not the best communities I've seen in the last couple of months in the crypto community, and how fast it's grown. Can you tell us a little bit more about the strategy behind that, and, what goes into managing the amazing community of the CryptoDads?
Yeah, I mean, Josh knows his screen time on Discord's crazy.
Yeah. I mean, I think a lot of people ask us, like, what did you guys do to market? Like, how, what are the steps you took? And I don't know if I could even like outline a step-by-step, like this is what we did. If that makes sense. I mean, if I had to reproduce it, I'm sure there's steps that we could take that were more effective than others. But for the most part, I mean, like, to start off, pretty much I reached out to everyone I could think of that is like in the Bored Ape community that I was a part of, anyone that like was a part of another team of, a project that could be interested in like looking into our project, not pressuring anyone to do anything, just like, hey, like starting this project, if you wanted to check it out, like I'd really appreciate it. Let me know what you think. And that's pretty much it. I mean, like, I'm really against like hard shilling, like I would be the last person to pay someone like $1,000 to like copy and paste something I wrote. So that's the exact opposite of our strategy. And obviously it worked out pretty well. I don't know if that was obviously our intention to blow up like this, but yeah, I mean, we really were trying to focus on the organic part of it. So that's pretty much it.
Love that. And I remember, so we joined the Discord fairly early before pre-sale. And I remember you guys you had to talk in the Discord to get pre-sale. You had to hit a certain color, I believe, right? Mm-hmm. Tell us a little bit more about pre-sale and why you decided to do pre-sale for the community, especially considering all the gas war going on right now. Yeah.
So first of all, we wanted to pre-sale regardless. A lot of the projects that I was following previously would do pre-sales by just like the first 2,000 people to enter the Discord, could fill in, and like that's cool, but you could literally just make 2,000 accounts if you really wanted to. It takes zero effort to join a Discord. Obviously there were some people that had gripes against the leveling system, but not everyone's going to be happy about anything. We just wanted to make it as fair as possible to the people that were actually interested in the community in the beginning. It took like 10 messages to get to level 2. You could just talk to one person, you'd be level 2. So it wasn't like supposed to be that big of a deal. But overall, that we definitely wanted to go the pre-sale route. Specifically, obviously the gas wars are a problem, so definitely that's why we wanted to go that route. I don't know if Anthony wants to expand a bit on that.
Yeah, no, I mean, you're exactly right. We just wanted to give people who were, invested into the community from the beginning and actually like putting in work, to be rewarded with pre-sale. And, public launch, we had like, I think 4,000 plus dads available. And obviously those got scooped up, but yeah, we just wanted to make sure that those who were there early with us, got in, no questions asked.
Amazing. And, the numbers speak for themselves. If you guys look at your unique holders, it's probably one of the best I've seen as well. What does that mean to you guys, having such a large unique holder community?
Yeah. I mean, I think it's huge. It's pretty surreal to see, to be honest. And it just kind of goes to show how relatable, CryptoDads are to people. Yeah. It's turned into not so much of I wouldn't say so much of like a rarity thing. Although the rare ones are still selling, but people are actually finding CryptoDads that they relate to. And they're kind of finding that emotional connection to them, which is what we love to see, because like we have an emotional connection to this as well. So I think that's where you really see those holders reflect. It is literally just all kinds of people getting in. And we've even had people in the Discord who, were fortunate enough to get into pre-sale, send some of their dads to other people, which is awesome. So yeah, I mean, the community is definitely driving a lot of this alongside us.
Love that. And you know what? Just some feedback. There were some people that, I know that personally minted CryptoDads as their first mints, and you guys provided, how to avoid gas fuel fees. You guys provided how to mint through the contract. So you guys really did a really good job educating people as far as, the NFT community. And I feel that's a really good strategy to take, especially nowadays when there's so many scams going on,
Yeah, so that's the biggest reason we like doxed ourselves and like we're showing our face, is because for one, we're extremely passionate about the space. Like we're not going anywhere. We plan on continuing the education long term, and I mean that's the way to mass adoption, right? Is people getting educated. The less friction that you can like make whenever people are trying to move into a space like this, when there are a lot of scams, the better off we all are as a community, in the NFT space as a whole, not just CryptoDads. So that's kind of why we decided to make that, training program.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I also want to add with that, a lot of problems are caused by, people feeling like they were scammed. Even, let's say we were just like, hey, like we opened public scale, and that was it. We didn't explain anything, how you buy it, gas, etc. And then people would just like storm in there, and then we'd have 10,000 people that were extremely upset about losing gas money, etc., etc. So it's really not a good strategy to just do that. Granted, you still make the money, sure, if that's all you care about, but longevity wise, it's definitely more important to educate people in our opinion, for sure.
Yeah,
absolutely. Love that.
That's awesome, guys. Love your honesty here. I want to back up for a minute. We talked about the artwork. We mentioned some of the traits. I, of course, I'm partial to the catfish head currently. We always ask this question when teams come on. I'm always a little hesitant because when we had on the Vogu, we actually caused a price spike in some of the traits. But I'm wondering if you guys can share with us, maybe your favorite 1 or 2 traits in CryptoDads that you guys really like.
Yeah, for sure. So Josh, you can go first on this one.
I mean, personally, mine's the catfish head, even though it's already covered. That's my profile picture personally. So I mean, I just think it's funny. I could choose some more really rare ones, but I'll leave that off. It's not too catfish.
Yeah, I would say mine is I'm a huge fan of the catfish head. For one, I think the catfish looks awesome. And then also the spacesuit. So if you go to my OpenSea profile, I literally try to collect every spacesuit in every collection that I like. I'm a huge fan of those. So yeah, I actually don't have a CryptoDad spacesuit one though, which is unfortunate, but it is what it is.
That's awesome, guys. Recently saw that there's some honorary CryptoDads that were created. So we have Steve Aoki, who we talk about a lot on the show. We have Bat Dad, and we have Von Miller and Brandon McManus of the Denver Broncos, 2 of the big players that are involved in the NFT space. Can you talk a little bit about, creating these and why it may be important to help with, further brand awareness for CryptoDads here?
Yeah. So, oh, go ahead, Josh.
I just want to say real quick regarding the honorable dads, there's been a bit of confusion from people I've seen. They're like, oh, how can you just mint more dads? I just want to make it 100% clear that these are two very separate collections. You can look at the URLs. They're completely separate collections. Yes, it's made by us, but it's a completely separate collection. So there will never be more than 10,000 CryptoDads. These are completely custom, completely different collection, has no correlation to the original collection, although of course they're NFTs, so they have a perceived value, I guess, a speculative value, but it's more meant to be something for show, really, and like to include people in the community that wouldn't normally be included. Although most of these people actually own CryptoDads, it's more of something, instead of just giving someone a CryptoDad, which is cool, but obviously that's kind of just like buying someone in a sense. So we just felt like this was a really cool way to do it. So it was like very personable.
Yeah, and so the whole honorary collection, where that comes from is these people were kind enough to reach out to us. They never asked for a thing from us. They just started sharing it on their social medias and whatnot. They were super impressed with the project, wanted to be a part of it. Bat Dad's super active in our Discord, which is awesome. He's in there with the community all the time. And Stevie Aoki's been, posting on his social medias. And of course, these people have, millions of followers. So with them doing that, they're benefiting like our entire community like so much. And they're doing a lot of things that they don't have to be doing at the end of the day. So we think it's only right to give back in some type of way. And we think this is a fair way without affecting the actual CryptoDads collection directly.
Yeah, love that. And thanks for the clarity, that this is a whole separate page on OpenSea. This is above and beyond the 10,000. So, for anyone out there, again, these are separate from that original collection, but love the artwork on those. Again, I mean, especially that Bat Dad one, it matches, him perfectly. I've followed him for a long time. Next question I have for you guys, and I think I already know this, obviously from the Discord, but for anyone, who's not familiar, it sounds like there have been some media companies that are interested in CryptoDads. I mean, we have this comment here in the chat, possible Netflix show. I don't know how much you guys can get into, but give us the breakdown. Have you been contacted by media companies, and what's the plan of maybe getting CryptoDads on screens for all of us? Yeah.
So it's, I would say like just even outside of media, it's been pretty wild, the type of people that have been reaching out. Like I said, we weren't really expecting this to be like a full blown like explosion thing. We wanted it to be a steady rise, and we're really grateful, but it's been pretty crazy. That being said, we've been contacted for multiple writers that write for different animated Netflix series. We even have a Fox Entertainment, like media executive that's been contacting us. And all these people, I guess, apparently, from what they say, that there's been like talks in the media world about a CryptoDads possible show. So I guess that's beyond any like real discussions we've had with them, but apparently it's something that's going on in their industry.
Yep. Yeah, so we basically been in contact with these writers through Twitter DMs and stuff. We've been sending them some artwork to check out and do things with. So yeah, we're extremely excited to see where that goes. Can't give a lot of details. I don't want to build false hype around something that isn't solidified yet. I don't think that's fair. But yeah, it's definitely in the books.
Well, yeah, I also want to say that I talked like specifically when I was talking to the one guy, he basically said that the media or the film world or whatever moves extremely slow. So, basically, even if we were to get things going and had the green light to make a show happen, it still wouldn't be something that would happen for a pretty decent amount of time. So hopefully no one, expects a show next month or something like that. But it is 100% something that's being discussed for sure.
Love that. And just looking at the characters, the dads look like they could have a show. From the moment I saw them, I could totally see a show happening from that. So that's really cool. Can you guys update us on any current charities that you guys have donated to, or any future charities that you guys would like to donate to?
Yeah, so we actually just donated to Movember. It was a community decision. That's the one that they wanted to go with. So we donated $30,000 a few days ago to them. They're extremely awesome over there. I gave them a call, and they were super helpful in making that, because it wasn't super easy to do online. It wouldn't let us, pretty much. And then also, I want to point out to kind of back to the honorary dad collection. So Brandon McManus posted his dad for sale as a joke, as his number, not thinking it would ever sell. Well, somebody bought it in like 30 minutes last night, and he ended up sweeping the floor, and we're actually donating that entire wallet to another charity to hold on to their CryptoDads, since they'll most likely be going up in value. We thought that would be a better idea than just donating another 30K, because that 30,000 could obviously, turn into much more for them.
That's amazing.
Mhm.
That is really cool.
Also-
I know you. Yeah.
Sorry, I just want to say real quick. We also have another charity plan. This isn't something that we've announced yet, but there's a guy who runs a cancer research fund for youth. And so basically we've planned something before the end of the month, hopefully, to auction off one of the CryptoDads in the CryptoDad wallets, and we'll donate 100% of the proceeds for that to that cancer research fund. So just throwing that out there. We're constantly looking for different ways to donate. So
I love that. And what motivates you guys to donate to charity?
Yes. So, I mean, I think we both have, especially like men's mental health, it's very close to us. We have a lot of friends who are affected by it. Obviously, it's a very common thing, unfortunately. So we just thought this would be a great way to make an impact in that realm. And outside of even, men's mental health, with the crypto moms, we definitely will be donating to, say, like breast cancer research. My mom had breast cancer, so seeing the amount of people who reached out to our family during that time, I think it's only right to give back to that community. So I just think it's a great way to get involved, and I don't know, just let go of any type of greediness in a way.
Absolutely. I love that. And, that's a great point. Men's mental health is something that's not talked about enough lately. So it's great to see the initiative here with CryptoDads. And like you guys mentioned earlier, how they're so relatable to people. And, which is cool. I'm sure people find the CryptoDads that they can relate to. So that's really awesome.
Yeah. And also, we just want to let everybody know, we're always transparent about any donations. We never do anything behind the scenes. Like anytime we ever make a donation, we will always post full receipts, in the announcements channel and on our Twitter as well.
Amazing. So can you guys tell us a little bit more about what's next for CryptoDads in regards to, evolving into a tech company? We would love to hear more about that.
Yeah. Josh, you want me to?
Yeah, that's all you.
Okay. Yeah. So basically, it wasn't in the plans in the very beginning, but we started discussing the Lawnmower racing game that people wanted. We had a few bigger companies reach out to us, who we're still partnering with for sure on the Lawnmower game. Rev Motorsports actually reached out, so that's kind of who we're doing that with at the moment. But I was talking to a buddy of mine. He's a great friend, great mentor, but he invests in companies for a living. And he was like, we were going to go buy Decentraland for the community, which we still might. But he was like, why don't we just, build this ourselves? So we're actually opening a creative studio here in Denver, where we're going to bring on, some of the best game developers in the industry, along with a bunch of other people and teams, and basically going to start working on a metaverse, which is obviously going to take some time. Like, that's nothing that's going to be here in 6 months, and it's going to revolve directly around the CryptoDads and Crypto Moms community. So we're basically going to create a world for everybody to hang out and have cookouts and even hopefully, have like drive-in theater sets where people can get together in the metaverse and actually watch like sports games and stuff.
Yeah. Sunday Night Football. That'd
Yeah,
be awesome.
exactly.
Count me in. That sounds like a blast. Oh man.
Yeah. Yep.
Awesome. Well, guys, one of the things I saw with this project, we talked about, that OG dad. There was a post on Twitter that a guy said, I made $100,000 this week buying and selling a picture of a dad. I'm an elementary school teacher. And that was in reference to that OG dad, 35 ETH. I mean, we talked about how there was a ton of new people to the NFL or the NFT industry through this project. What does seeing something like that mean to you guys?
I mean,
Yeah, amazing.
Yeah.
It's a lot better to have a successful project when you also have people that are benefiting from it. It would be one thing to have a successful project and our floor is just constantly falling and everyone's just upset the whole time. Like, yeah, we might have some sort of income, but then what would it matter if our entire community hates us, So stuff like this is amazing. It makes me so happy, seriously.
Awesome. Well, part of CryptoDads is there's also dad jokes. So I'm wondering if you guys can talk about what inspired putting dad jokes within the NFT, and then also can we get you guys to share, maybe your one or two favorite dad jokes that you guys have?
Ooh, man. Yeah, so I'm gonna say the dad jokes idea, that actually came from our community suggestions channel. That wasn't something that we can take credit for completely. That was purely the community wanting that, and we just hit up our dev and had him tie it in there. As far as my favorite dad joke, man, honestly, I'm gonna. Whew, that's a hard one, man. I honestly don't know, and I hate that that's my answer.
Yeah, I just wanted to ask some questions real quick in the chat. Someone was asking about the Twitter joke contest. It's been delayed, but we're going to finish that. There were thousands of submissions, so we're just trying to go through all of them still and having our mods like rank them kind of. Obviously, maybe we're overthinking it, but the Twitter joke contest is still there. Just going through some comments real quick.
Of course. Love that. So question for you guys, we talked about, a lot of things coming in the future. As far as short term, when can we expect crypto moms? I know it's something that we're all looking forward to. And then can you tell us a little bit more about the crypto tots and how they're all going to work together and just make this awesome community?
Yeah, for sure. So basically crypto moms, our artist is working on those right now. A lot of the traits are already done and stuff. Hopefully she'll be sharing a sneak peek in the Discord here over the next few days and on Twitter. Nice. But yeah, so crypto moms, we're looking at about 4 weeks, 5 weeks at the moment, just because we want to make sure we do the art. We want to make the art like truly something special here. So it's gonna, they're gonna fall along the same lines as the CryptoDads art, but they're gonna be a little more detailed and stuff. Because obviously like we've learned a lot from this being our first launch and there's room to improve. So we want to make sure we're taking the time to do that. And the way that's going to work as far as people minting these, they're going to be free to mint plus gas. So basically you'll be able to get one mom per wallet. The reason that we did that is because we didn't want to make, basically we didn't want to have 10,000 moms out there because we wanted to keep the value up. Because what happens is when you're giving away a crypto mom, say for free, it's very, people tend to flip those for like 0.1 because that's a pretty good return. So having them be kind of limited and a very small amount of them will keep the value up over time. And Josh, I don't know if you want to go into how like crypto moms and crypto tots are going to work and how like the whole,
I mean, just real quick, I just want to say that like a lot of stuff we want to keep kind of a mystery. All the people that are like, oh, what's the utility for tots? Granted, we could go into detail for specifically what certain things are. That's something that's 2 months in the future-ish. So some things we want to keep like an on-ramp of knowledge. We don't want to just be like, here's what's going to happen step by step by step by step every single day. So that being said, we're going to have the crypto tots after the crypto moms, probably around the same period of after the crypto dads where the crypto moms are mintable. The crypto tots will be mintable after the crypto moms, if that makes sense. But basically you'll be able to mint a crypto tot with either using a combination, pretty much you just need a pair of any crypto dad or crypto mom or both. And then once they mint a crypto tot, those specific crypto dads / crypto moms won't be able to be used anymore, at least for the time being, to mint a crypto tot. So that's the current standpoint. That's just what we've been releasing. Mm-hmm. Obviously, there's a lot more details that will go into it once the time comes, but right now it's not necessarily something that needs to be elaborated on. What we see.
I'll throw in a little bit of additional detail real quick. So crypto tots are going to have a chance of carrying over some traits from the crypto moms and crypto dads. I know that's been a huge question. That is happening. And our dev is actually working on some type of like mintable formula that people can use, and they can actually add that onto a trait, say the catfish hat. And then that trait has a higher chance of being carried over to the crypto tot. So those are a few of the things that we're working on with those. But yeah, like Josh said, we definitely want things to still be kind of a surprise. So yeah.
Absolutely. For the moms though, will the rarity be based off of the current dad they hold, or is it going to be completely random?
Completely random.
Yeah, random.
Okay. Yep. Awesome. As far as the lawn mowing racing game, can you tell us a little bit more about, just a decent timeline when to expect it? And I heard that some dads may have an edge. Is that true?
Yeah, so we're looking at, right now we're working on the 3D lawnmowers still. Those obviously take some time. So we have to get those over to the Rev Motorsport team for them to basically integrate into their platform. And we're looking at maybe like 4 to 6 months, because they already have like a solid basis of the game like already made, right? Because that's what they do. They make blockchain racing games. So it's going to be, we're looking at a pretty quick turnaround time for that compared to what a lot of people were expecting. Some were expecting it to be a year from now just because it's a game, but that's kind of why we chose to partner with them, is so we can get it out a lot faster for people. And yeah, so some of the dads will have, like, based off their specific traits, they will have an edge. So we thought it would be funny to have, like, you know, the dads that don't have hair, they're going to have a speed increase trait due to aerodynamics. So that's definitely something that we're integrating into the game.
That's amazing.
Awesome, guys. Well, before we get into some chat questions here, another one that we always like to ask, you know, on the show, obviously there's a ton of NFT projects out there, and, you know, we don't want to shill or anything on the show, but is there any NFTs that you guys, you know, collect or are really passionate about outside of the CryptoDads space?
I mean, Josh is,
yeah. I mean, to be completely honest, for the past like month or so, I haven't really purchased that many NFTs, just because I really try my best to do as much research as possible. I mean, before this, I would spend all day, every day researching stuff, buying whatever I thought was interesting. But I mean, I have a lot of NFTs, and I'm in maybe like 100 projects. So there's a lot of projects I think are really cool. Just off the top of my head, I mean, obviously Pudgy Penguins is one of the ones that I'm really into. I got into that one early, saw them rise from the floor up, and, you know, I think a lot of these projects that I've been like really in tune with, I've taken pieces of like inspiration from. And I think a lot of the thing we do is we don't really base ourselves off anything. We just try to do what we think is the right thing to do, or like what we'd want to see in a project that maybe we didn't see before. So far it's been working out pretty well. But ultimately, as far as NFT projects, it's just hard to say any current ones besides any of the old ones I'm already invested in.
Like Bored Ape Yacht Club, obviously. He's the owner of Bored Ape.
Nice.
Yeah, and for me, I mean, I'm a huge fan of the Doge Pound. I don't know if you guys have seen that one.
We had them on the show a couple times.
Oh.
We like that project. Yep.
Yeah, so that project, honestly, I'm gonna throw it out there. It changed my life. I love their team. I love their community. Yeah, I mean, they're doing everything right, and honestly, like, I took personally a lot of inspiration from their project and seeing how things are done the correct way. I think they have a great thing going there, obviously.
Yeah,
Love it.
I just wanted also Secret Society of Whales is good. I'm reading chat, so
yeah, I noticed.
I minted 10 of those, so I like that project.
It's been mentioned a couple of times that people are noticing that you're reading the chat comments based on your reactions to some of those. But yeah, we have our good bud here, Young Investor. He came on our show. He talked about Secret Society of Whales.
Mm-hmm.
So it sounds like you actually bought one from him, according to Young Investor in the chat. But hey, Young Investor, he's also a dad owner. So 13-year-old in the chat said he also owns a CryptoDad. But guys, if you don't mind, we've got some questions from the chat. I mean, I know that you already answered some of them, but I highlighted some here. This first one, you know, I don't want to get too negative on, you know, OpenSea. There's been some news happening there, but we're also seeing NFT projects launch on other platforms, like Nifty Gateway has been adding some. Have you guys thought about listing your CryptoDads on another platform? This comes from Anzi in the chat.
Yeah. Okay, Josh, go ahead.
Just a lot of it comes down to usability, UI. Unfortunately, I don't know if I am going to say unfortunately, but OpenSea is just the most used platform right now with the most usable UI, the strongest infrastructure, which is crazy to say. But it's true. And that just kind of shows how early we are in NFTs. I think there's a lot of opportunity for infrastructure in the NFT space. That includes exchanges, you know, ranking sites, et cetera, et cetera. There's so many opportunities for things outside of just making a project. That's why, you know, it's cool when people want to make projects, but there's so much opportunity that's not just like the baseline of the simple idea of making a project. You know, the NFT space is so early. So
yeah,
that's how I feel.
Yeah, and I mean, I've talked with our dev about possibly moving the project over to, say, a different ecosystem outside of Ethereum. It's definitely a possibility. We were looking at ADA, but we just want to see how that continues to play out. Obviously, we don't want to do anything that, you know, affects our community in a negative way. But yeah, we've looked at Solana, ADA as current possibilities. But it kind of goes back to what Josh said is, it's very like people already have a lot of trouble like buying NFTs with Ethereum. So if we throw in Solana and people have to go through like a bunch of steps to like actually buy the NFT, it's going to make it harder for people to get into the space. So we're being very careful with where we go on that. But yeah, it's definitely we're open to the idea 100%.
Yeah.
Love that.
Because
So we have another question from the chat here. We have J Royalty 7. He's asking, is there going to be a Series 2 dad collection?
Ooh, yeah, we've been asked that a lot, and it wasn't in the plans, but I mean, it's definitely a possibility because this, like, after Crypto Moms and Crypto Tots and like the Lawnmower racing game, like, it's not just gonna stop. Like, we're gonna keep rolling things out. We're gonna keep this fun for everybody. We want this community to stick around. So, yeah, I mean, that's definitely something that we are looking to do. I don't know if it would be like a round 2 of CryptoDads, but it definitely will be something extremely creative that we do.
Yeah, there's a lot of things we can explore. We just don't want to dilute the original supply because that's kind of the whole purpose of any original NFT collection. But there's a lot of options we can go through that wouldn't go that route. So
nice.
Awesome. So we have another question here from CBear1985. We all know that Crypto Moms are coming, and we also know that Crypto Dads have those dad jokes inside of them. So the question is, will Crypto Moms come with mom sayings? The example that was given in the chat is "One day you'll thank me" as the possible mom saying.
One thing that's really important to us is inclusivity. I guess. Well, I just say that because dad jokes are funny, and everyone gets dad jokes, but it's not necessarily like a stereotypical like thing that could be seen as negative. So we want to be really careful with anything that we introduce. Not saying that specifically would be a problem, but we want to be very, very careful with anything we introduce that could bring up any sort of problem, if that makes sense. So we're definitely exploring a bunch of options like that, but we just want to make sure that we're doing the right thing.
Yeah, so usually with things like that, we run it past our community first and let them kind of vote on a poll. That's a great way to keep them engaged. But yeah, we just want to make sure that we're not doing anything that could possibly offend anybody, because this is a community for everyone outside of dads. It's also a community for moms and anybody else in the NFT space. So we just want to be respectful for sure.
Love that. We have another question here from Awad Mukada. He says, will we lose our dads or moms to mint a tot?
No, absolutely not.
That's one that I saw in the Discord get brought up a lot too. I think there's some confusion that, we see with a lot of the other NFT projects, the burning mechanism. And so, great question there, and glad to get that one aired out here, that we'll just get the tot. Another question here from Sad Dad Adam. Don't love seeing a sad dad in the chat, but it's more of a comment. I know, again, you guys won't give us too much here, but obviously we have a Crypto Dad game, and the comment here is that there should be a shopping cart bumper car game for Crypto Moms. So just something to keep in mind, or if you guys have a comment at all on that comment in the chat.
Definitely a possibility. Yeah, we're open to a lot of ideas, and one thing that we've noticed is like there's so many talented people like in our community, and a lot of these people have amazing ideas. So we definitely pay attention to all of those, and if something stands out, we definitely look to integrate that into everything we're doing.
Absolutely. And then one last question here from a user. How long did it take to complete the art for CryptoDads?
Yeah, so it actually took a few months, like 5 months total. Wow. So what happens is with the art, right, is one thing that we learned kind of the hard way is you have to make sure there's no overlapping traits, or else things get really, really complicated. So it basically, took that long solely because of the reason that we had to go through and make sure that these traits were not overlapping with one another and everything looked fine. Yeah, there's a specific process you have to do when you're creating these characters and the traits that come along with them.
Awesome. Well, guys, I think that's going to do it for our questions and questions from the chat. I mean, it was so hard to even keep up with the chat today. As we've said, you guys have a great community, a great Discord. I'm happy to be a member there, as is Maz. And, you know, you guys brought your community with you today to watch this great interview. So a lot of great suggestions in the chat, too. I mean, there's call outs for crypto grandpas, crypto grandmas, crypto pets, crypto houses. I mean, this whole thing could just keep going on. But I know you guys, you know, don't want to overpromise here or anything. Yeah. But we're super excited to follow this project. Before you guys leave, you know, anything else to add, you know, about this project or for the community out there?
The only thing on my mind right now is just that if there's, you know, I see a lot of questions that pop up all the time. We're very aware of everything we've said we're going to do. If we haven't announced it, it will be announced. And if it hasn't been announced yet, then it will be announced. So that's the best way I can put it.
Yeah. And I just want to obviously, you know, thank everybody in the community and stuff. Like it's crazy because I feel like I have 50,000 friends in the Discord and, you know, we're just as addicted as everybody else to talking to everyone in there. And, you know, it makes our day for sure. And every time we wake up or, you know, we go straight to the Discord. And I also want to add that I think it's extremely important to not focus on the floor price on projects. I think it is not completely relevant to the overall project. It's going to fluctuate. Floor price is nothing but people's emotions. And, you know, some people who sold, say, at 2 ETH floor, you know, last night, that was life-changing money to some people, and you know they have the right to sell. But there's always a buyer for a seller. So we're gonna have a lot of new members coming in, and yeah, I mean it's completely healthy, and we just want everybody to, you know, understand that and be confident in the team here and the community as a whole.
Yep,
love that, guys.
Quick question. What is the best way for someone to join, be a part of the community that couldn't, you know, mint CryptoDad that's priced out right now?
Yeah. Our Discord is very active. I mean, you don't have to be a CryptoDad holder to necessarily be a part of the community. There's tons of people in there who talk all the time, just chatting it up. There's all sorts of channels in the community, you know, food, barbecue, like basketball, football, etc. There's tons of topics that you can talk about. No requirement to own a DAD for that. There's a few specific channels for CryptoDad holders because obviously we want to reward those that are actually holders. But that being said, to be a part of the main community, you don't need to hold a CryptoDad.
Yeah, and I also want to add on that we do giveaways in the Discord for CryptoDad NFTs. So there's always a chance for, you know, non-DAD holders to still get their hands on something within one of our giveaways. That's something that we're going to continue doing over time. And yeah, so there's always a chance. And like I said, floor price fluctuates and stuff. So, you know, hopefully some of these people will be able to get in at some point in time.
Love that.
Awesome. Well, guys, thanks so much for joining us on the show today. I mean, this was a very fun interview, you know, a project that we've been passionate about. We talked about before it happened, and we're so happy to see the success already happen. And, you know, we're excited to follow the project and what's to come. So, well, you know, maybe we can have you guys back on when we get closer to that Crypto Mom or Lawnmower racing game, because I know we'll have a lot to talk about then. So thank you guys again for taking time out of your busy day to join us on the roadmap.
Yeah, awesome. For sure. We really appreciate it. And shout out to Young Investor. That kid's going really far.
Yes, for sure. Yeah. All right. Thanks, guys. Have a good one.
You as well. Take care.
Later.
Thank you. Bye.
All right, Maz. Well, I mean, how fun was that interview, right? CryptoDads, and you guys in the chat, you guys in the community, I mean, you brought it today. So thank you for joining up, for subscribing to the channel, and hopefully for smashing that like button. I mean, we've got over 300 likes today, Maz, already. And I know that number's just going to keep going up. And a big shout out to Young Investor. I mean, you heard it. The kid's 13 and he already is in on some of these big NFT projects. He also invested in stocks. He also invested in crypto. Maz, what were some of your favorite parts of this interview? There was so much to take away from this one.
Absolutely. Well, first of all, shout out to the big Dad Energy community in the comments. You know, make sure to put that like and subscribe. I'll definitely be spending some time in the Discord. It's such a great community. That's the biggest thing I've taken from all this is, you know, they've done it right. You know, they're not trying to, it's not a quick cash grab. You know, it's an organic growth project that has, you know, unlimited potential. And we've seen how fast they've grown and we've seen the plans they have for the future. So I'm just excited to look back, 6 months from now and be like, whoa, we had them on when they first launched. So I'm very excited. What about you?
Yeah, I mean, for this one, right, we talk all the time about, having a great roadmap, right? And I love the fact that they said, that they're not going to talk about too many things because they want to leave, some excitement and some suspense. But also if it's something that they had previously mentioned and they haven't done an update on, that means it's still going to happen. They just haven't announced an update on it. So, all the stuff that's coming, right? They already said, crypto moms are coming, crypto tots are coming, the lawnmower game. That stuff's going to happen. It's just a matter of time, right? And I fully believe in the project. I fully believe in, we saw them today, right? We haven't seen the creators of all these projects, fully doxed before, right? That's part of the NFT game is some of them, are doxed, some of them are not. But I kind of liked, seeing them face to face and really, felt more connected to this project.
Absolutely. Yeah. Seeing someone face to face makes a big difference for the community, for, just having conversation as well. So yeah, I'm glad they're doxed. I'm glad they're fully in, and it just gives some reassurance of, how much they believe in this project. But yeah, man, exciting times.
Yeah, and there's a lot to come, right? You heard him say they're working on the artwork for crypto moms. I like the fact, that's going to be a free mint plus gas. One per wallet, and then also, the lawnmower racing game coming, right? We haven't seen that a ton. We've seen a lot of, play to earn game mechanisms. We've heard a lot of promises of games, but this one just sounds like a fun game, right? Not necessarily a play to earn like a Zed Run, or Axie. It's just going to be, I think, fun and all about the community. And also, how about, the metaverse and being able to maybe have land there and watch a game together? Like we were saying, Maz, count me in, right? That's part of the reason why I love this Discord is everyone's just so friendly. They're willing to help each other. You're talking about, just daily stuff you're doing. Yeah, and Jordan saying bald dads need love too. That's what I heard with the lawnmower game, though, is that those bald dads might actually have a benefit. So
aerodynamics.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see, the whole metaverse. I could see, like Sunday Night Football, people, all the dads, either, betting on games or ordering food through the metaverse. It just creates this whole new world that we're just barely tapping into. So yeah, look at all these cool dads here.
Awesome. Well, guys, I have a question for the chat. We don't have Anthony and Jay on anymore. We heard from them what some of their favorite traits were. I know a lot of you are going to be partial and say your own traits here in the chat, but go ahead and tell us in the chat right now, what is your favorite trait for CryptoDads? Again, I'm partial, right? Because I like that catfish head, but I also like some of these other ones as we scroll through. Like the VR goggles there. I don't own any of those. Some of these beards are really cool. I saw a lightsaber one that looked sweet. The Doge hat. Yep. Tucker calling out the Doge hat. We looked at that one the other day. What about you, Maz? Anything stand out in the traits here?
I like the spacesuits and I like the tatted dads. I think those are cool. And then I think I've seen some with a mohawk, if I'm not mistaken.
I think you're right. And yeah, the stocks behind, I do like as a background. Obviously coming from the stock world, seeing that. Kobe, we do have the Kobe Bryant ones, dad. Right? That's a sweet tribute to him, with the Lakers looking jersey. There are just such cool traits. I did kind of like him also saying that the artwork was inspired by Bob's Burgers, right? I think we all kind of knew that. But to come out and say that and, just talk about, how, again, there weren't a ton of projects that were, similar to this. So I like the uniqueness of this project.
Absolutely. Oh, Buff Dad. There's
Buff Dad. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Frankenstein Dad too down there. He's really cool, actually. Man, these are all cool. Yeah, that one's dope.
That is sweet. I don't think I've seen that Frankenstein one. Oh, man. See, I keep finding new ones every day. So 3 eyes. Yup. Father Cuff in the chat. 3 eyes. I feel like I've seen quite a few of those. Yeah, the lightsaber one there. There's
Milk Dad. That's hilarious.
Milk Dad. Yeah.
Oh, wow. That's funny.
That's awesome. Sweet. I hadn't seen that one either.
Yep.
There are some cool ones. Gem Finder, I'm hearing a couple people mention. Bitmap shirt. Yeah, there's spacesuit. That's sweet. The boxing glove. I've seen the boxing glove ones.
Nice.
Got some cigars, the old school 3D glasses, sunglasses.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, there are so many cool traits. So, well, guys, I hope everyone enjoyed that interview today.
Yes.
Again, we've got some exciting interviews coming up. We do this show every Tuesday and Thursday at 2 p.m. Eastern time. This is the Roadmap, Benzinga's new NFT show. So if you're new here, make sure, we'd love to see you come back. Maz, before we end the show, got some quick headlines to get to.
Yes.
This one I thought was really cool, right? We talk about, CryptoPunks being one of the big NFTs and OG out there. I don't know if you saw this, but the Met Gala just happened the other night. And, I'm not one to normally follow this, right? Because I'm not a big, fashion guy or any of those elaborate costumes. But the thing that caught my eye, because I saw him posted on Twitter, was, so Alexis Ohanian is the Reddit co-founder, and he is married to Serena Williams, the tennis, one of the tennis goats, right?
Goats, yep.
He talked on Twitter and he shared a picture. He wore a pin on his tux, and that pin was of CryptoPunk number 2950. It is a CryptoPunk that Ohanian paid 85 ETH for to buy for Serena. So he wore a pin of a CryptoPunk. So there's him right there, right? So you can't really tell. Oh, he's got a pin on.
There
and then
is.
you zoom in, and it is a CryptoPunk pin. And not just any CryptoPunk, it's one that he bought for his wife. I think that's pretty cool. And he actually posted on Twitter about that. And he also included the acronym WAGMI. We are gonna make it. And he also said, if you haven't bought an NFT for your wife, are you even married? He said. So calling out the guys and saying, buy your wife an NFT. I mean, again, he spent 85 ETH on this. It's one of 3,840 female punks and also one of only 406 to have a headband. What do you think, Maz? I mean, this was pretty cool.
I love it. So, people keep asking, why do people put value on NFTs? Big reason is you want to flex in the digital world, right? You want to, have something, art is value. So him putting it out into the real world, that's awesome. I can see people buying chains and maybe, having a chain of their, CryptoPunk or their CryptoDad and just, flexing it. So it's really cool to see that.
Yeah, definitely. All right, Mads. Well, what else do we got on headlines? I think we got a project we talked about on Tuesday to maybe update on here.
Yes. So we have some drops coming up. We actually have a big one coming up in the next 10 minutes or so. We have Omnimorphs dropping today. So the floor price is currently 0.32. The public sale is today at 3 p.m. Eastern time, and they're going to unveil on Saturday. So, Omnimorphs, they have 10,000 unique hand-drawn avatars. They're very cool. They resemble kind of anime style. So they're going to be going for 0.08 ETH. And we're going to see there's a gas war, right? That's one of these things with these projects that are hyped. How much gas are we going to spend? How fast are they going to sell out? Or,
there's that cool artwork. I mean, I'm excited for this one. So I actually bought one the other day. Maz, this is a cool looking project, right? I love that artwork. As I said the other day, we've seen a lot of, side profile pictures, right? And I kind of like that this is forward facing. I think we will end up seeing a gas war, but also this did a pre-sale, right? So I think there's almost 4,000 already out there. So we'll have to see. And then the unveiling happening on Saturday.
Yeah, that's cool.
So I'm excited. I want to see what mine is. And I also am going to be paying attention to that floor price. I mean, I saw it jump from 0.23 to 0.32. And I was able to get one in the 0.2 range, but nice. I'm excited.
Yeah, the artist Daniel Taylor, he's really talented. He's done work for Marvel, Disney. So I'm interested to see, where this goes as far as the artists behind the project, having a huge resume. So yeah, I'm excited for this one.
Definitely. Well, Maz, another item that we talked about on Tuesday, we talked about the top 10 from the previous week. And one of the things I said was, hey, this project is the best selling NFT in sales volume of all time. And they were getting close to a milestone. Well, guess what, Maz? I saw that they hit it today. So Axie Infinity, the play to earn NFT game, hit today $2 billion in sales volume, 2.05 billion. More than 615,000 people have bought or sold Axie Infinity NFTs, over 4.88 million transactions with an average transaction of $420 US. There it is, Axie. Maz, you know, I look back and, you know, I wonder, you know, hey, why didn't I get into Axie? And also, am I too late? Because this project sounds really cool, right? Play to earn. I love playing mobile games. I love playing video games. Could I do that and earn some ETH along the way? So I think this one is interesting, but a huge, highly successful project.
Absolutely. You know, and this just shows you the power of NFT games. I think there's a big market for that, and we're just tapping into it. Axie is one of the first projects that I heard of when it came to, you know, play to earn games. And just seeing the success, seeing these numbers, I mean, that makes me bullish on these games. I personally haven't ventured into them much just because of time, but have you? Or do you plan on getting into them?
You know, I haven't gotten into it, and it's one of those questions of like, do I have the time to really commit and do it? Do I have the money to put up front, right? That's the other thing. You know, I like getting in on NFT projects, but this one I think you have to own 3 Axies to get really playing. So you got to spend a little bit of money up front, right? Before you can really recoup. I did get into Zed Run before. That's one, Maz, that I'm actually thinking of getting back into, because we're starting to see some big investors buy up some of the old Genesis horses, right? The Zen 1, the 1 and the 2s, because they're more valuable for breeding. That's the big thing with Zed, right? Is you can breed your horses and you can actually make some ETH each month. So rather than racing, you can just, I mean, literally start a virtual horse farm, breed your horses and sell them, and not have to worry about losing money, you know, with the races. But there's a ton of projects out there. The big thing, I mean, Maz, you and I face all the time, right, is having time to keep up with all these projects, having time to play these games, having the knowledge and the news, right? We only do this show twice a week, and it's hard to even bring all the headlines here. I mean, we're both in so many Discords. We're following a constant news stream. You know, but very exciting times for NFTs out there.
Absolutely. Yeah. And it's crazy because, you know, the 2 days that we're not, or the weekend that we're not filming or talking about NFTs, I feel like we missed so much. There's just so much information coming out right now. You know, I'd be curious to hear from the chat if there's any projects that they're interested in or that they're in currently. You know, if you guys want to comment down below, we're curious. We'll check them out as well. So we're always looking for projects. Yeah,
let us know, guys. We'll run a couple minutes here. If you want to drop in, you know, a project that either minted recently or is minting in the future. We don't want to go too far back here.
Yeah.
You know, but if there's something coming up, we'd love to just, you know, look at the artwork and just kind of get a sense of what the project is all about. You know, we're not here to shill. This isn't financial advice, but we'll definitely look at it. And we have a question here. Born to be Free. When is Benzinga building its own NFT? It's actually currently in the works. So John G, shout out John G, is building up. We have the Zing coin right now being launched for Benzinga, and we are also working on some NFTs. So stay tuned. More to come on that space.
That's exciting.
What else we got? I'm seeing couches. I'm seeing Afro droids. Do you know either one of those, Maz?
No,
I don't think I know those.
I think I saw couches today, and I think I've seen Afro droids, but not enough to see them. We can look them up. If they're just minting, they're probably not an OpenSea, huh?
Yeah, probably
gas
not.
is going up. Gas is going
oh
up
yeah,
right
it's
now,
time, isn't it? It's Omnimorph's time, isn't it?
Oh yeah, and Artblocks is minting right now too, I think.
Oh wow, so we got big projects.
A lot of action going on.
How's Omnimorph's floor doing? 0.34, we're going up. So we went up from 0.32 to 0.34 on Omnimorphs. Yep, there it is. Maz, are you looking to add more Omnimorphs, or are you sitting tight where you're at?
No, I'm sitting tight where I'm at. I bought pre-sale to avoid gas wars. I'm just sick of that, paying gas and losing money. So I'm not a fan of that. I see in the chat Mikaverse. Have you looked at Mikaverse, Chris? That is a big one.
I have, and last I knew, Maz, they were still going back and forth on whether they were going to do a pre-sale or a whitelist. Has that been decided yet?
They're doing I think it's they're doing a random like ticketing for it. So there's no pre-sale. Yeah, it's gonna be crazy.
That one's gonna be insane. It's very hyped, and I mean, look at that artwork. Like again, I keep going back to these projects. You know, some of them are really cool. You know, PFPs, and some of these ones, I mean, it just there is a lot of time spent on some of these projects. So
absolutely, no, this one's gonna be great, and I think you can only mint 2 if you get into the raffle. You can only mint 2, so it's gonna be interesting to see how this happens. Yeah.
So we have a question here, Maz. Why are gas wars even a thing? Why do they happen? So gas wars, it happens essentially supply and demand, right? When a project mints and everyone is trying to do it at the same time, the gas goes up, and the higher gas you pay, the more you go to the front of the line. So gas goes up as more people are trying to push to the front of that line, right? So I wish it didn't happen. Right? It's something that we've talked about. It's something that some of these other projects and platforms are trying to fix, right? You heard the guys from CryptoDads, you know, mention Solana and some others, right? What do you think, Maz? What would be your comment on gas wars?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's definitely a problem in the NFT space right now, especially for people that are just joining. I have seen projects like CryptoDads offer pre-sale to the main community. So, you know, it helps them avoid gas wars for the community that's been there for a while. So I'm excited to see how projects get creative with this and try to avoid gas wars, because the project, they're not taking that money. That's going to miners, right? So the project's not making more money if there's more gas or not. So I think we're all going to work together soon and hopefully find a solution to decrease the gas we're paying for, minting these projects.
Yeah, definitely. I would definitely love for gas wars to not be a thing. But I think it is part of it. Maz, we're over 1,000 now, it looks like, on gas.
Oh yeah. Woo.
So Omnimorphs may have been the project to get into. I mean, we'll find out soon enough.
We'll definitely talk about it on Tuesday.
We will definitely talk about it next week. We've got some other exciting things to talk about. We've also got some exciting interviews. I mean, Maz, I don't want to say too much, but if everything aligns next week, we might have the team behind one of the most talked about NFT launches of the last couple weeks. And it was one that picked up in a hurry and went kind of viral rather fast. I guess that's all I kind of want to say about that. But yeah, I mean, some people out there may be green with envy to hear about this interview if it happens over the next couple weeks.
Oh man, I'm excited for that. So I guess you'll have to tune in to find out then, huh?
Definitely. And yeah, well, Maz, I think it's going to do it for time. So next week we'll be back on Tuesday, 2 p.m. Eastern time, and also on Thursday. This was a great episode. I mean, CryptoDads shout out, right? We had a good one. You guys showed up. Some of them left and aren't here anymore. But again, shout out for joining us on this great show. But Maz, until Tuesday, I mean, I guess, have a good one. And we'll be following that Omnimorph story over the weekend.
Absolutely. Yes. And thank you everyone for watching and hitting that like button. If you find any projects or want to connect with us, hit us on Twitter. We're always looking for projects on Twitter and we're always active there as well if you have any questions. So until Tuesday, we'll see you guys.
Get the Twitter. Here we go. So there is Maz. Follow Maz on Twitter. And then you can also follow me on Twitter. And then we also have a Twitter account for the roadmap that we are trying to build up. So go ahead and follow us there as well. But as always, guys, join us on the next roadmap. Take care, and we will see everyone.